Hi.
Hi.
Yana. How's everyone this evening?
Good, thanks. Nice and warm.
I will have a slightly slower start. Were you just doing the class before this as well?
No. I did the lunchtime one.
Okay. There's a few I know who do. I don't know what is before this. It's one of Gary's class. I feel like it's like a spell fit something, and then they come to this. I'm like, I mean, you're crazy, but sure.
Very warm, warmed up. Very warm.
Many a child's pose. And we've got another couple of minutes, and I will post into the chat function as we hit 7 o'clock the playlist for this evening's class. So you can either have that on a separate device, or you can play it on the same device that you are watching. Do volume differences on a different device, but entirely your choice. Do make sure as well that you have cleared the space around you. So no distractions, but also grabbing a block. If you don't have a block, a couple of hardback books is always really nice, or a couple of cushions, really good, just to bring the ground a little bit closer. Entirely up to you. Emma! Hi, Emma. Joining for a bit of vinyasa. Emma normally comes to my yin class. She's ready to spice it up this evening. It's actually a fairly, it's a good one to start off with. It's a nice, easier paced this evening than usual. Hello, hi, nice to see everyone's faces. Okay, we still have a minute or so to go, and I will just give everyone another grace minute as well. Do feel free to keep your videos on. Yeah, really useful, particularly in a vinyasa class, for me to be able to see your bodies, but equally, if you want the privacy of your own home, I totally get that. Yeah. So entirely up to you. I will pop the playlist into the chat function now. And it's quite simply titled Flow when you find it. So once you've pressed play, and don't worry if you don't have Spotify or you don't like listening to music when you practice, silence can be a really nice way to practice as well. So if it's not working, if you're having tech issues, or you just don't fancy it, don't worry. Play your own music, practice in silence, your choice. We're going to start off in a child's pose this evening. So coming to sit with the knees wide, toes to touch, sit back onto your heels, reach your arms out in front of you, and melt your forehead onto the mat. Just take a moment to set up here. If the forehead, for whatever reason, doesn't reach the floor, then you can place one of your cushions or your block or a book underneath it, just to release the back of the neck. Allow yourself to melt here, allow yourself to become heavy. Allow the bones and the muscles to sink into the earth beneath you, just to drop. Take a big breath in. And open your mouth and sigh it out. Big breath in. And open your mouth. Let your day go. Sigh it away. One more like this. Clearing breath. Big inhale. See how much you can let go of on your exhale. Release it away. Close down your mouth and start to engage your Ujjayi breath. So slight tuck of the chin, lengthening the back of the neck. If you don't practice Ujjayi breath, you're just practicing a steady and even inhale and exhale. Try and make the breath the same length on both in and exhale, and really focusing on your breath. Yeah, let it be your guide, a reminder, breath-led practice. Yeah, so it's hot today, so tune into your body, modify as you need. Listen out for the breath. That is your best guide. On your next inhale, press it forwards to a tabletop position. Wrist stack under shoulders, knees under hips. Draw your navel in towards your spine, lengthen the back of the neck, and then begin to take some cat-cow. Breath and movements are linked, so inhale to tilt the tailbone back. Broaden across the chest, shoulder blades squeeze together. Exhale to press the mat away, tailbone tucks under, chin to collar. Inhale to lift the tailbone, drawing the shoulder blades back, gaze gently up. Exhale to press the mat away. So just warming up into the spine. If you'd like, you can take a few freer cat-cows, a couple of wiggles into the hips, into the shoulders, into the neck, some circles, some figures of 8, sorry. And maybe closing down the arms, so that you're less worried about what this looks like and rather how it feels in your own body. Noticing any little tight spots, maybe sending your breath to those places, spending a little longer there. Really nice, and then bringing it back to a tabletop position and leaving your hips stacked over your knees, coming into your puppy dog pose. So reaching your arms out to the front of the mat and dropping your chest towards the earth and either your chin or your forehead. If this doesn't feel okay on the shoulders, you can bring your hands a little wider. Start to breathe into the shoulders, into the chest, opening up into the heart space here. Yeah, so physically across the shoulders, but energetically into the heart, your place of compassion. And try and move from this place today. Place of compassion, a place of kindness. Connectivity, giving your body what it needs rather than depleting it further. Inhale to walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Slowly does it. And then bring your left hand to the center of the mat. Cross your left knee over the mat. Right leg goes long. So you're in a supported side plank. Yeah, so left knee across. Right leg long, really nice. Inhale, right arm sweeps up and overhead. Take your gaze to the hand reaching for the front of your space. And exhale to round it forwards, elbow draws towards your thigh. Inhale, arm sweeps up and over. So big side stretch down the right side body. Exhale to round it forwards, dropping the chin. One more like this. Inhale, up and over. So really stretching into the flank. Exhale to round it forward, swapping sides. Right hand to the center of the mat. Right shin crosses, left leg goes long. Inhale, left arm sweeps up and over. Exhale to round it forwards. Inhale, up and over, really feeling the stretch down the left side. Exhale to round it forwards. Really nice. One more like this. Inhale, up and over. Exhale to round it forwards, coming through your tabletop position. One more time. And from here, I really want you to bring your awareness to your navel. See if you can draw it in and up. Almost like someone is sewing your belly button in towards your spine, so closing down that space. And then soften your jaw, soften your face. Come back to your breath. On your inhale, reach your right arm to the front of your space, and then draw the shoulder blade back down. And then keeping your pelvis super steady here. See if you can lengthen your left leg to the back of the mat. Point the toes, switch on your kneecap, lift it, quad engages, switch the left glute on. If this is enough for you, stay here. If you want more, start to lift that left leg. It doesn't need to be super high, and see if you can eliminate the curl into the lower back. So notice if you've arched into the back, scoop the navel in. Either stay here or on your exhale, draw your elbow towards your knee and round it forwards. Inhale to lengthen arm and leg away from one another. Exhale, elbow to knee, taking it slow. One more like this, just warming up into the core, into the shoulders. Exhale to curl it, elbow to knee. And then slowly placing right hand and left knee back onto the mat. Just welcome the warmth that you've built. Just notice one side feeling different to the other. And then on your inhale, left arm reaches for the front of the room. And then draw that left shoulder blade down. Navel in and up, right leg extends back. Firm up the quad, kneecap engages. Eliminates the curl into the lower back. And then if you like, extend the leg. Imagine that someone is pulling arm and leg in opposite directions. And then exhale, draw your elbow towards your knee, rounding it forwards. Really nice. Inhale, arm and leg extend. Keeping the pelvis steady. Exhale, elbow to knee. So such a simple move, but notice how much has to switch on. One more. Inhale to lengthen. Really lovely focus. And exhale to round, elbow to knee. And then lightly placing hand and knee back onto the mat. Really well done. Tuck your toes under. And then press your hips up and back into a downward facing dog. Take your time to really set up in your down dog. If you need, walk the dog out, paddling the feet, or maybe shaking head yes, no, maybe. Fingers are spread wide. Your hands are about shoulder width apart and your feet are about hip width apart. Wrap the forearms towards one another. Press the mat away, drawing your chest towards your thighs. Come back to your breath. And notice any desire to look around or fidget or maybe take any extra moves that are no longer of service. Make sure that you're moving in a conscious way. Inhale to reach your right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale to bend your knee, yawn the hip open. So lifting that right knee high to the sky. And breathing into the right side body, so flank all the way down to the hip. And then exhale, step the right foot between the hands, come into a low level lunge, drop your back knee. Inhale, arms reach up and overhead. Exhale to cactus at the elbows. Inhale, arms reach up and over, so we're flowing. Exhale, cactus at the elbows, sink into the hips. One more, inhale, arms reach high. Exhale to cactus, and this time fold forwards, frame the front foot, and then shift the weight back, half Hanuman. Flexing up your right toes towards your face. Now we're still pretty in the early stages of the practice, so if you need to bring your hands onto blocks or even onto your hips, if it's feeling too intense in the right hamstring, then by all means do. Keep that foot really flexed towards you, you might not be able to fold as far forwards, but that's okay. Take one more big breath in. And On your exhale, slowly beginning to bend into that right knee. Frame your front foot, tuck up your back toe. And then step it back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg rises high, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend your knee, yawn the hip open. Really nice. Breathing into the left side body. Breathing into the flank. And on your next exhale, step the left foot between the hands. Drop your back knee, coming into a low level lunge. We're going to take those arm circles again. So on your inhale, arms reach up and over. Exhale to cactus at the elbows, broaden across the chest, really nice. Inhale, arms reach up and over. Exhale to cactus, lift the heart. One more. Inhale, up and over. Exhale to cactus, this time folding it forwards, framing your front foot. Shift the weight back. Flex your left toes towards your face, straighten up the left leg. Yeah, hands onto blocks or books is always a good option on any setting. If you don't have them to hand, bringing your hands to your hips. Noticing if it feels different one side to the other. And making sure that there's a real flex into that front foot, yeah, so that you're not half flexing, but really curling the toes towards the face. Coming into the hamstring, the fascia all the way down the back of the left leg. And then bending back into your left leg. Planting the foot, framing. Tuck up your right toe and then step it back into a high plank. And then lift the hips into a downward facing dog. Come high on your tippy toes, look where you're going, and start to meditatively walk up the mat. Take your time, yeah, no rush to get there. You can bend the knees as much as you need. Once you get to the top of the mat, feet are hip width apart. Bend your knees so much that your chest hits your thighs. Yeah, so chest makes contact, really nice. And then catch opposite elbow with opposite hand. Maybe sway from side to side, ragdoll. And then release your hands and start to slowly roll up the spine. Head is the last thing to come up. Really take your time. Yeah, there is no rush. And once you're up, make sure that you drop the arms. Toe heel the feet to touch. Roll your shoulders up, back, and away from you. Tadasana, mountain pose. So standing tall, standing firm here. Yeah, traditionally feet are touching, but if you're pregnant or you have a lower back injury, you can have the feet wide. Yeah, also nice if you just want a firmer foundation. Imagine all four corners of your foot plugged into the earth, and then lift that energy up to your inner arches. Squeeze the ankles together, kneecaps engage, quads lift, squeeze the thighs together, lengthen your tailbone. Pick up Mula Bandha, pelvic floor. Yeah, it should be grounding you down. Holding that on 20% throughout the whole practice, and then up to Uddiyana Bandha, point between navel and solar plexus. Everything zipping you in and up. Rib cage knit, soften the shoulders. Bring your hands to prayer at heart center. Imagine that you have a piece of string from the crown of your head lifting you up, and a piece of string from the soles of your feet pulling you down. And it runs the entirety of your whole body, and then every muscle is hugging towards that midline. Set an intention for your practice if it resonates. Something that creates a little more balance, more wholeness. Have a think about what that means for you. Perhaps where there's a place of lack. Maybe if you're feeling good within yourself, offering up your energy to someone or something that you care for or that's having a tough time. Come back to your breath. Let it be your focus point. Inhale, blink your eyes open, reach your palms up and overhead, grow super tall, rib cage in. Exhale to fold it all the way down, hinging at the hips, Uttanasana, hands to mats. Inhale to lift the chest halfway, flat back, Ardha Uttanasana, navel in. Exhale, plant the hands, step your right and left leg into a high plank. Pause in your high plank. Really press the mat away, down the shoulders, lengthen the back of the neck. Navel knits in and up. Squeeze the thighs together, come higher on the tippy toes. And on your exhale, calmly lower your knees. And then your chin and your chest onto the earth. Inhale, slither it forward, Bhujangasana, low cobra. Exhale, tuck your toes and press it back into a downward facing dog. So your modified vinyasa, knees, chin, chest, low cobra. You can take that variation throughout the whole practice if that serves better. If you're tired, fatigued, injured, you're just not feeling up to it, newer to the practice, building heat. Equally, if your down dog doesn't feel like a rest, take a child's pose. It's always available. You don't need my permission to take it. Breathing deeply here. Big breaths in. Long breaths out. Inhale to come high on your tippy toes. Look where you're going, top of the mat. Exhale, step the left foot and then the right foot to your top of your mat. Inhale, lift the heart, Ardha Uttanasana, shoulder blades draw back. Exhale to fold it down, Uttanasana, head to shins, navel in. Inhale, plug through the feet, rise the arms, grow tall. Gaze at the thumbs and exhale, fold it all the way back down, Uttanasana, squeezing the thighs together. Inhale, lift the heart, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step the left foot and the right foot back into a high plank and lower knees, chin, chest, all one breath, modified vinyasa. Inhale is low cobra, lift the heart. Exhale is downward facing dog. Breathing deeply in your down dog. Child's if you need it. Come back to your intention. Repeat it clearly, silently in your own mind. Notice if the mind has already gone walkabout. Also notice the thoughts. Do they take you away from your physical body? Big breaths in. Long breaths out. Inhale high on the tiptoes, look where you're going. Exhale to step the right and then the left foot to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift your heart, thighs draw together, shoulder blades squeeze back. Exhale, fold it forward. Yes, nice adjustment, head to shins. Inhale, come standing, arms rise, final sun A, grow tall. Exhale, fold it all the way back down, last one. Inhale, lift the chest, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands if you're ready. Walk, step, float it back, chaturanga, or knees, chin, chest you can carry on with. Inhale, it's low cobra, or if you like, up dog with thighs off the mat. Exhale, use your core to lift your hips up and back into a downward facing dog. Breathing slowly in your down dog, calming everything down. Really using that time in your down dog to reconnect. Come back to your intention. Come back to your breath, slow it all down. Being led by your intention, so the pose is becoming a physical manifestation of why you're on the mat. Your reason for practicing, for creating more balance. Let it feed into that. Inhale to come high on the tiptoes, look where you're going. Exhale, step or float to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift the heart, flat back. Exhale to fold it forward, head to shins, really nice. Inhale, come standing, root the feet, rise the arms. Exhale, bring your hands to prayer at heart center, close down the eyes. Once again, imagine that you have that line, piece of string from soles of the feet to crown of the head, hugging everything into the midline. Calm down the breath, come back to your intention. Is it still with you? Repeat it clear. Surya B. Blink the eyes open. Sit deep into your chair. Utkatasana. Arms reach by the ears. Really nice. Shift the weight further back into the heels. Take a little peek at your toes. Can you see them over your knees? If not, shift the weight back. Squeeze thighs together. See if you can lengthen your tailbone. So rather than jacking the booty back, see if you can get a slight, yes, beautiful variation. Slight tuck. And on your exhale, fold it forwards. Uttanasana, hands to it. Inhale, lift the heart, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, walk, step, float it back, knees, chin, chest, or chaturanga, dandasana. Inhale, it's low cobra or an up dog with the thighs off the mat. Drag your chest forwards. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts, three-legged dog. Exhale, step it between the hands. Come into a low lunge for this first one. So inhale, arms rise. Pausing here, squeezing the outer thighs towards one another. Yeah, so tightening the feeling in the outer hips. Glutes are engaged. Navel is lifted, in and up. And on your exhale, frame the front foot, step it back. Take a vinyasa. Or you can always skip the vinyasa and just push back into a downward facing dog. We'll all meet there eventually anyway. Inhale, your left leg rises, three-legged dog. Exhale, step the foot between the hands, and again, low lunge on the other side, drop your back knee. Inhale, arms rise, navel in and up, rib cage knitted. Energize through the fingers. So it's almost like you're shooting electricity from each fingertip. One more big breath here. Exhale, frame your front foot, step it back, vinyasa, high to low plank, knees, chin, chest, or skip it, down dog, your choice. We'll all meet in a downward facing dog or a child's pose for 5 breaths. Relishing the heat that you're starting to build in your own body. I promise it's not too spicy a practice today. Yeah, so just enjoy the warmth that is starting to build. Calming everything down. Moving with intention. Has it with you in every shape you make. Next inhale, come high on the tiptoes, look where you're going, top of the mat. Exhale, walk, step, float it forwards. Inhale to lift the chest, flat back. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, Utkatasana, deep into the chest. Exhale, fold it forward. Second sun B variation. Inhale, lift the chest, flat back. Exhale, walk, step, float it back, vinyasa, or skip this round of vinyasa. Inhale, up dog or low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg reaches, three-legged dog. Exhale, crescent lunge, right foot steps between the hands, high on the back tippy toes this time. Inhale, arms reach. Pausing here, firming up this first one, yeah, taking a little Polaroid of how this feels in your body. So back leg is strong, yeah, thighs again hugging in towards one another, navel in and up, rib cage in, energized through the arms, face is soft, breath is strong. On your exhale, frame your front foot, step it back, vinyasa or knees, chin, chest, yeah. Inhale. up dog or low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg reaches three-legged dog. Exhale, step it forwards, crescent lunge. High on the back tippy toe, arms rise on the inhale. Beautiful control. Steady the focus, steady the breath. So in and out of the nose. Again, taking a little Polaroid in your own mind of how this feels. Exhale, framing your front foot. Vinyasa, your choice. So use your intuition, use your breath to guide you. If the vinyasas are lacking enthusiasm or any sort of joy, chances are you might have taken it too far. Once you're in your down dog, feel free to take a child's pose. Stay where you are. Breathing deeply. On your inhale, come high on the tiptoes and look where you're going. On your exhale, walk, step, or float it to the top of the mat. Inhale to lift the chest halfway flat back. Exhale to fold it forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, sit deep into the chair, Utkatasana. And exhale, come all the way to standing, legs straight, hands to prayer, Samastitihi. Take a big inhale. And if you need, sigh it out the mouth, let it go. And then close the mouth back down. Steady the breath. Steady the focus. Come back to the reason that you're practicing. Inhale, sit deep into your chair, Utkatasana. Bring your hands to prayer, and from here, hook your left elbow to your right thigh and twist over your right shoulder. Can you sink your bum lower than your chest? Really nice. Inhale, bring it back through center, Utkatasana. Exhale, hands to prayer and hook your right elbow to your left thigh. Twist over your left shoulder. Again, sink the weight further back. Squeeze the thighs together, glutes are on. Inhale, back, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, fold it all the way back down, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift the heart, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the hands, Vinyasa, Chaturanga, or knees, chin, chest, your choice. With some joy, some enthusiasm, making your way back into a downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts, three-legged dog. Exhale, step it forwards, crescent lunge. We're going to take those same arm circles that we took right at the start. So inhale, arms rise. Exhale, cactus at the elbows, open across the chest. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, cactus at the elbows, open the chest. One more, inhale, arms rise. Exhale to cactus at the elbows, and again, fold forwards, frame your front foot, and then hop your left leg a little higher up the mat, coming into traditional pyramid. So both feet are planted on the earth, both legs are straight. If you need, you can bring your hands onto blocks or books, or if you don't have them to hand, hands onto your hips. Yeah. Sensation is into the back of that right leg. Navel is lifted in and up. Folding with a flat back here. Big breaths in. Long breaths out. Inhale, reach your arms to the front of your space. Start shifting the weight into your right foot, bend the right knee, and coming into your warrior three. Left leg reaches behind you. So think about what we did right at the start of class. Yeah, with one arm, one leg extended. It's the same principle. So lengthen the leg, navel in and up, eliminating the space, the curl into the lower back. One more big inhale here, wobbles, falls, very welcome. And then exhale, step it back into your crescent lunge. Big inhale. Exhale, open it up to your warrior two. Yeah, so right knee tracking over right toe. Gaze over your right fingertips. Can you externally rotate that right thigh so that your knee isn't rolling inwards? Firmly plant into the back foot. Inhale, flip your front palm. Reverse warrior, right hand up and overhead. Really nice. And from here, straightening up into your right leg, Trikonasana. Right arm reaches for the front of the room. Right hand to shin, left arm to the sky. So one line of energy from fingertip to fingertip. See if you can almost lean the weight back. So leaning your chest back, opening up into the left side body. And one more big breath here. Exhale, frame your front foot, bend the knee, step it back, high plank, and then choose Chaturanga, knees, chin, chest, or skip it. Making sure your intention is still threaded through the practice. 5 breaths in your down dog. So take a moment to pause. Take a moment to come back to the breath. Notice what thoughts get shuffled to the surface, when the body is challenged. So it doesn't really matter what poses you're doing, what you can or can't do, the limitations of your flexibility or your strength. Those things are all changeable. They're all things that you can work on, but it's noticing the mind in those poses. So notice what came up for you on that first side without any sense of judgment. Perhaps moving forwards to the second side, using the tools that were given in the yoga practice, breath, intention. Can you breathe louder than your thoughts? When the thoughts arise, can you center them back to your intention, that thing that brings more balance? Otherwise, we're just doing acrobatics. Inhale, left leg reaches. Here we go. Exhale, step it forwards. Crescent lunge. Arms reach high on the inhale. And on the exhale, cactus the elbows, open up across the chest. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale to cactus the elbows. Can you take a little back bend? One more. Inhale. Exhale to cactus. And this time folding all the way forwards, framing your front foot. Pop your right foot a little closer in. Both feet are planted, both legs are straight. Hips are square, So notice if you swung the pelvis one way or the other, see if you can keep it in the midline. Back is straight. If it's not possible with the hands on the mat, bring them onto blocks, books, cushions, hips, your choice. Breathing into the back of that left leg. Pyramid. On your next inhale, reach your arms to the front of your space. Bend into your left knee and shift the weight into the left foot. Start to extend your right toes to the back of the mat and then begin to lift the legs. Lift the legs, just the right leg. And then again, noting the start of practice. So imagine that someone's pulling your arms and legs in opposite directions. Keep the chest lifted. And see if you can eliminate the curl out of your lower back. Can you firm up your back leg? So lovely. And then how lightly can you land it back into your crescent lunge, so arms reach high. Beautiful control. Take a big inhale here, come back to breath, close down the mouth. Exhale, open it up, warrior two. Left knee tracks over left toe, so externally rotating that left thigh so that the knee isn't rolling in. Firm up into the back foot, yes, pressing into the outer edge of that back foot. Gaze as gently over your left middle finger. Navel is in and up, so scooping everything into the midline. Inhale to flip your front palm. Take a reverse warrior, left hand up and overhead. Feel the stretch down that left side body, really enjoying the flank stretch, the obliques. And then exhale, straighten up the left leg. Inhale, reach for the front of the room with the left hand, Trikonasana. Exhale, left hand to shin, right arm to the sky, one line of energy, fingertip to fingertip. And then see if you can almost lean your weight of your chest backwards. Yeah. So rather than rounding forwards, leaning the weight backwards. Breathing into the right side. The gaze can be at the top arm, or if it doesn't feel okay on the neck, you can take it straight out in front of you or at the bottom foot. On your next inhale, frame your front foot, bend the knee. Take a vinyasa. Remembering you always include no vinyasa at all. Meeting in a downward facing dog. Another 5 breaths to come back to yourself. Notice, was it different? Left side and right side. Could you keep the breath steady? Could you keep the thoughts steady? Did the same thing come up? Always watching, observing, so that we can find this sense of equanimity, of balance, of neutrality, even when we're challenged, yeah, even in the most difficult moments of life. Next inhale, come high on your tippy toes, look where you're going. Exhale, walk, step, or float it to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift your chest, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold it forwards. Inhale, Utkatasana, sit deep into the chair. Exhale, fold it all the way back down, thighs squeezing together, Uttanasana, navel in and up. Inhale to lift the heart flat back. And then you choose, plant the hands. You can either just step it back into a down dog or take your vinyasa. Making sure that you're moving with breath, with intention. Inhale, right leg lifts, 3-legged dog. Bend your knee, yawn your hip open for the second time today. Yeah, so the right knee lifts high to the sky, so 3-legged dog. Yes, either staying there, breathing into the right leg. Yeah, so the right leg is bent, right knee is bent, and your right knee is lifted. Yes, beautiful. You can stay there or you can flip your dog, coming into your wild thing, your choice. Yeah, remembering there's no hierarchy in the poses, they're just options. If you're in your flip dog, making your way out the way you came in, coming back into your 3-legged dog, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg, 3-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, yawn the hip open. Either stay there or again, flip the dog into your wild thing. If you're in your wild thing, lift the hips higher, squeeze the thighs together. Keep the bandhas engaged, and then everyone coming out the way you came in. Back into your 3-legged dog, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll it forwards to a high plank. So Chaturanga Dandasana, yeah, Dandasana means staff pose. So make your body like a staff, yeah, like a super strong stick, And we're going to lower to the count of 5. If you need to come onto your knees, by all means do. So take a big inhale, and then exhale, lower. 5, elbows in. 4, navel up. 3, breath strong. 2, 1, and straight onto your belly. Well done. Bend up your knees and catch your ankles with your hands. So you can either catch the outside or the inside. Flex up your feet so it's like you're trying to stand on the ceiling. Yeah, with the soles of your feet. Navel is in and up. And then on your inhale, lift your chest off the mat. And then exhale, press your hands into your feet into your hands, and then lift your thighs off the mat. Boat pose. Can you lift everything a little higher, squeeze the glutes on, lift the chest. See if you can feel the space opening across the heart. And then exhale, slowly release everything down to the mat, release the ankles. Bring your hands to a pillow underneath your face, turn your cheek to the left side. And then wiggle your hips from side to side, just massaging out the lower back, letting any tension go. One more time, this is the last push, I promise. Bending up your knees, catching your ankles, pressing feet into your hands, hands into feet, navel in, and then lifting everything up. Lift, 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 lift. Everything as high as it'll go, keep the breath going, and then exhale, slowly release it back down. Hands onto the mat underneath your face, right cheek turns. Wiggle the hips from side to side, maybe you even bend at the knees and windscreen wiper them from side to side if that feels nice. Really nice. And then hands slide back underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes, and then press it back into a downward facing dog. Right leg lifts, 3-legged dog. Exhale, right knee behind your right wrist, setting up for your pigeon. Left leg straight behind you. Yeah, take a little peek, make sure that it's not skewed. If you need, you can bring cushions or a block underneath your right glutes. Yeah, if you need support. If you have pain in the knee, let me know, I'll give you a variation. Either staying upright here, just dropping your head to your chin, or you can start to walk the hands out in front of you, come onto your elbows. Maybe you bring a block underneath the forehead, your choice. Breathing into that right glute, IT band. On every inhale, can you find a little more space, a little more length, a little more expanse? And on every exhale, can you soften? Can you melt into that space you've created? Releasing tension. Massaging your body from the inside out using breath. Big breaths in. Long breaths out. One more deep inhale. Deep exhale. Inhale to lift your chest. Walk the hands back underneath the shoulders, tuck up your back toe, and then press back into a downward facing dog. Other side. Inhale, left leg, 3-legged dog. Exhale, left knee behind your left wrist. Right leg goes long, setting up for your pigeon on the other side. If you need, again, block or books or cushions underneath that left hip. Either staying upright or folding it forwards, your choice. Forehead reaches the earth, making sure that you're letting the back of the head go, so neck is heavy, releasing the tension to the back of the neck. And breathing, sending your breath to that left hip, to the left glute, IT band. Every inhale to find more space, more length, more expanse. Every exhale to fold, to soften, to surrender. One more, biggest breath you've taken all day. How much can you let go of on your exhale? And then walk your hands back underneath your shoulders, lift your chest, and then shift the weight into that left bum cheek. And then swing your right leg, you can use your hand if you need, and then simply cross the legs at the top of your mat, really nice. Reach your right hand to the outer edge of your mat, maybe off the mat slightly. And then inhale, left arm sweeps up and over. Again, stretch into the side body. Maybe you drop your right elbow to the mat. Maybe you stay on that hand. See if you can lean the weight back slightly. Extending through the left arm, making sure the arm is straight, that you're not curling into the elbow. And bring it back up through center. Take it on the other side, left hand to the outer edge. Right arm sweeps up and overhead, feeling the stretch down the right side body. Straightening up into that right arm. Leaning the weight back slightly, chest under your right armpit. And then bring it back up through center. Extend the legs out in front of you. Paschimottanasana, removing any flesh from underneath the sit bones. Sit up onto a cushion, particularly if you're rounding into the lower back. You feel like you're having to grip into the hip flexors to keep you there. Sit up onto a cushion. Feel like you're jacking your bum backwards, so sticking your bum out that way and your chest forwards. Flex your feet or point the feet, but make a decision. Your legs are engaged, you're squeezing your thighs together, and then leading with your heart, fold it forwards. Paschimottanasana. Coming into the hamstrings, the backs of the legs. Using your hands onto your mat. Feel like you're dragging your hands backwards and your chest forwards. Using the purchase on the mat to maybe go a little deeper into the pose. Lift your head, and if you can, catch hold of your big toe with your peace fingers. So two toes, your peace fingers in between your big toe and your second toe, and then lock it off with your thumb. Draw the shoulder blades away from you. Lift the chest on the inhale, on your exhale, maybe fold a little deeper. If you can't catch hold of your toes, that's okay. Maybe catch hold of your shins instead, or your thighs. And again, it's the same action. So lifting the chest on the inhale, exhale to fold. Inhale to create more space, more length. Exhale to fold into that space you've created. One more big inhale. And big exhale. Inhale, lift the chest, walk the hands back up. Plant your feet, so bending the knees now. Catch hold of the backs of the thighs, coming into a boat pose, lifting your chest, squeezing the thighs together. Perhaps you release the thighs with the hands, maybe you keep a catch and hold. Take one more big inhale here, keep the chest lifted, and then on your exhale, extend the legs and lower just halfway down. Holding here in your low boat, navel scooping in and up. And then exhale, lower all the way onto your back. Well done. Setting up for your shoulder stand. If you're not inverting, you can bring your legs up a wall or a block underneath your seat and just legs into the sky. Everyone else, legs up and overhead. Support the lower back. Plow pose first. And then once you've supported your lower back, lifting the legs into the sky, maybe one or two at the same time. Try not to move your neck or your head once you're up. Your feet again can be flexed or pointed, but make sure that the legs are engaged and you've made a decision. Calming the breath down here. So part of the reason we take a closing sequence in the yoga practice, is to begin to slow the heart rate down, to slow the pulse down, to calm the nervous system down so that we can prepare for our final rest, our Shavasana. Bringing the legs back overhead for a plow pose. Maybe you take Garbha Pindasana, bending the knees and hugging your knees into your ears, squeezing the temples. And then releasing your hands, using them as brakes along the mat. Start to slowly roll down the spine. Take your time, there's no rush. Use your core vertebrae at a time. Beautiful control. Once the lower back meets the floor, releasing one leg and then the other. And then taking fish pose as a counter, hands by your hips, point your toes, squeeze your thighs together, come up onto the elbows. So it's like you're having a little sunbathe, and then puff into the chest. Feel like someone is lifting your chest with a piece of string, and then if it feels okay, you can drop the head back. If not, your chin to your collar, looking at your navel is absolutely fine. Be careful. See if you can get your heart a little higher. And then drop your chin to your collar. And then roll onto your back. Bend up the knees. Shift the hips over to the right and drop your knees over to the left. Simple spinal twist. If you want to double wrap the knees, by all means do. Gaze is over your right shoulder if it feels okay on the neck. And then bring the knees back through the center. And then shift the hips over to the left and the knees over to the right. Gaze is over your left shoulder. Maybe you single or double wrap the legs, that's also an option. Breathing into this twist. And then bring your legs back through center. Shift the hips so that they are central. You shifted them to one side. Give yourself one final squeeze, knees into chest. Thank your legs for carrying you. Thank your whole body for all that it does. Take a big breath in here and then hold it right at the top. Hold it, hold it. Hold it for as long as feels safe and interesting. And then when you've had enough, sigh it out the mouth. Release the legs, release the arms. Let everything flop out to the side. Setting up for your Shavasana, your final resting pose. Big breath in. Sigh it out, let the practice go. Well done, you made it. One more big inhale. Maybe flubbering the lips, maybe sticking out the tongue. Let it go. Body becomes heavy, bones and muscles release back into the earth. Nothing to do, nothing to manage. you would like to stay in Shavasana a little bit longer, by all means do. And the perks of practicing in your own home. You don't have anywhere to, anyone shuffling you out of a studio. So stay as long as feels good. Everyone else, start to bring your awareness back to your physical body slowly, taking some deep and long breaths in and deep and long breaths out. Invite a little movement to the fingers, the toes, giving them a wiggle. Reach your arms up overhead, give yourself a well-deserved stretch. Yeah, so as yogis, we get 2 mornings, 2 chances to awake. Hopefully the second time with a little more balance, a little more connected. And then hug your knees into your chest and gently begin to roll over to one side, whichever is calling, left or right. Curling into this symbol of rebirth, this fetal position. After our Shavasana, our little death. Notice if you feel any different than when you first stepped onto the mat. Any shifts, any change. And then without any sense of rush, gently pushing yourself to a comfortable seated, either on the knees or cross-legged. Bringing your hands to prayer at heart center and closing down your eyes if they opened. Take a moment of gratitude for the practice, for all that it teaches us. Thank yourself for making the time, the space in your life to practice, for showing up and doing the work. And then think of one other thing that you feel grateful for in your life. Hold it close to your heart. Allow it to bring a smile across your face. And then we'll seal in the practice with a simple breath. Take a deep inhale and a long exhale. Namaste. Thank you so much, lovely yogis, for joining me even on this wonderfully sunny evening.
Thank you so much.
Warm class. You're so welcome.
Thank you very much. That was great.
Anna, that looks lovely, practicing on your balcony.
I know, yeah, it's really cool. Thank you very much. It was really nice.
You're welcome. You're so welcome, guys. Have a lovely evening. Drink plenty
Have
of
a nice evening.
Take care.
Thank you again.
Thank you so much, Gigi. Nice to see you. Take care.
Adieu.
Bye. Bye.